It was a quiet morning for Valentino, in a good sense. It started great with him having gotten his claws on angel dust before he could drive back into this silly little hotel. His social media numbers were currently exploding after he had given Velvet his phone for less than 10 minutes yesterday, and he had finally run out of his red liquid. Sure, his own powder worked too, but the liquid just was so much better. Classy and subtle. And even though he would never publicly admit this to anyone, much, much more potent. One might think having to run an errand as important as this could lead to stress, annoyance, and worst of all, wrinkles from anxiety, but Valentino always saw it as a joyous occasion. Considering the circumstances around producing more of the liquid. He licked his lips as he dressed himself, while Angel rubbed his head. He felt empty, literally and figuratively. "Angel, baby," mused Valentino. What?" barked the spider. "Today everyone gets the day off. I'll be very busy." With a wide grin, the moth placed a hand on his slave's cheek. "And since you got me off so well last night, that includes you." Angela narrowed his eyes suspiciously. He was long enough under Valentino's thumb to know that something was wrong, though the Prince of Pimps in reality relied on his red liquid to get everyone nice and slippery for his movies, and without it, well, it just wouldn't be the same. "Don't act like you're doing me a favor," grunted Angel as he got up. "Oh baby, don't be like that." "Oh baby, don't be like that." Snapping his fingers, red chains appeared on the spider's wrists and ankles, as his pimp held him like a dog on a leash. "You should appreciate more when I do something nice for you." Angel closed his eyes, getting ready to be punished. Val pulled, slamming his foot into the spider's face. "I said appreciate." Scared, Angel muttered quickly, Fine, I appreciate it. For a moment, Valentino considered making him lick his toes, but nah. He'd be busy getting more liquid for most of the day, and he didn't want to waste any more time. Sighing, Valentino snapped his fingers, letting the spider go. And his day started off so well, he thought. The moth stretched, his bones creaking delightfully. Skipping breakfast, he put on his mantle, stepping into the elevator of his penthouse, going down to the entrance. Valentino made his way to his limousine, an imp already present to drive. There was a reason Valentino so utterly enjoyed going out to get more drugs. And it was because of you. A witch demon by the name of Cassandra. Naturally talented demons in art of chemistry. Be it self-taught or, as humans, be genuine chemists. They were sent to hell for their abuse of knowledge meant to help people. And while in life you have been working in a pharmacy, you sold prescription drugs under the table. It became a sin worthy of punishment once you started selling to minors as well. Your pride in what you did, the control you got out of it, was just too powerful of an allure. Hell turned out to be a surprisingly pleasant place, though. You had lived in a very poor region of America. As such, what hell had become these days was just for your regular life. Maybe with a hint of magic. And a surprising amount of furries. But witch demons had more talents up their sleeves. And there was the ability of potency. Witch demon Salvia, Sweat, and Tears had the ability to strengthen the effects of any chemical compound. And Valentino's red liquid was precisely that. The powder of his wings enhanced with your liquids. Oh, what fun it was to watch you work. At a little medicine shop in the center of the V territory. Prime real estate, really. The entire building was yours, including the 3 floors, which you used either for storage or R&R. Your death truly was one of the best. Valentino's limousine stopped in front of your shop. Through its windows, the pimp saw you interacting with a flustered customer as you leaned over the desk, voluptuous as you were. Valentino smirked, watching as you haggled the poor demon down to his last penny. And still, your customer felt as if he had gotten the better deal. But as the demon left, he bumped face first into Valentino, almost dropping the glowing vial he purchased off of you. "Oh my god!" He jumped on his knees. "I'm so sorry, Valentino, sir." But the prince of adult videos just walked past him without comment. Confused, they looked after him. Huh. He felt as if his luck potion he purchased from you already worked. Not realizing the stuff was just a Salvia-enhanced mood booster. Val entered your shop with a smug smirk. Cassie, baby! He greeted you, causing you to smile at him. Valentino, hon, have you already run out of my stuff, or did you just come by to see me? A bead of sweat ran down Val's forehead. God, he wanted you for his movies. He really did, but he knew you'd never agree to that. Seductively, you leaned forward. You were tall, dressed in a very revealing dark dress. Bushy purple hair adorned with a black, white brim witch hat. Striped stockings covering your legs up to their knees, and you wore black, sleek, buckled shoes. You had a plump, voluptuous body that definitely had been enhanced with your potions. Your skin had 0 wrinkles, and its only imperfection was actually an upside. Only a singular mole that was located just a little sideways of your mouth, which had big, luscious pink lips. Your eyes were mischievous and cat-like, with yellow shine, and you had pointy ears. Well, Cassie, baby, what do you think? You grinned. It's both, isn't it, hon? Precisely. You chuckled, stepping over to your door, turning the open sign to closed. Well, hon, you know what I need from you, right? With a heavily pounding heart, Valentino followed you into your back rooms, ascending a stairwell into your storage rooms, where you had put aside one room specifically for this purpose. It looked a bit like a torture room, with leather straps and chains connecting on the ceiling. You needed a very high amount of Valentino's powder. While he did have the ability to exhale it, just was that easy? Sure, Valentino could exhale the powder, it just was easier to get it off this way from his wings. A little excited, he watched as you put him into his restraints and put on a very tight-fitting hazmat suit afterwards. The powder would float around the entire room and undoubtedly affect your mental faculties if you didn't wear it. You took a tennis rag-looking tool off a little table on the side. Valentino looked at you with a grin. Cassie, baby, you're the only one I let treat me like this. You smiled, placing a hand on your chin. Oh my, aren't I a little old for you, Han? Valentino blushed. Hey, I died before you. If anything, you're the young one here, baby. You took off your hat to pull the yellow plastic hood of the suit over your head and stuffing your hair into it. Maybe, hon, but You're the one who called me mommy last time we did this. Valentino hissed in response. You know, if you want me to be your mommy, all you need to do is ask. He exhaled sharply, a little bit of pink smoke coming out of his mouth. It was clear what you just said resonated within him. Don't get me wrong, Cassie, baby. I just want you for my movies. You raised an eyebrow with a smug smirk, but deep down you were offended. Well, dear, you know I won't do that. Finally, you strapped on your gas mask. Muffled, you muttered to yourself, because I don't like sharing. Valentino's body shook as you hit him in the back with the tool in your hands, causing a puff of red to blast in your direction. Thankfully, you wore your suit. But only somewhat close to its true potential once your salve was added to it. The mask wasn't just here to protect you from the effects of the dust, but also to protect him from you. As when the dust entered your mouth, it resonated with your own juices, hitting you with the full brunt beyond anything comparable. Even the strong liquid was nothing to what you felt through the unfiltered drug you produced here with him. It was a risk both of you were willing to take, of course. Do it to profits. Again you hit him, causing him to moan. Over and over you slapped his wings painfully and deliciously. The entire room was filled with a thick cloud of dust. You could feel sweat run down your face. It was getting very hot in here. And the mask and his moans, that just made it difficult to breathe. Val could feel your hits getting weaker. Groaning, he chuckled. Ugh, baby, are you going soft on me? That earned him a knuckle on the back of his head. Ow! You should be glad I need you, baby. Placing your chin on his shoulder from behind him, you muffled into his ear. If you keep making a fuss, I'll give you a fuss. His eyes met yours. What are you hinting at? You reached for a long, hard leather bat in a very, explicit shape. The implication being enough for him to shout, Fine, fine. Valentino liked bondage, but usually he wasn't the rope bunny. He hated being tied up. Eventually it was time for the next step. You had a very mild vacuum cleaner, which was always pristinely kept clean specifically for this job, with a customized filter that you used to gather all the spread out red powder. Valentino patiently watched in his chains as you cleaned the area. It took over an hour, and you were very thorough. The tank was filled up, and the room was spotless. The next step required a quick quarantine shower, so you could safely remove the hazmat suit. And so bored, the moth demon stood next to the door of your bathroom, filing his nails, until you left. He then accompanied you as you brought the dust-filled tank to your dispersion machine. It was basically a high-speed industrial mixer. Using a vial filled with thick, translucent salvia and water, you then mixed the stuff together. It took a while for the dust to fully disperse in the mix. Curiously, Valentino watched you as you added precise measurements. You needed Val here as he was immune to his own drug. As such, he was required to taste it. It needed a strong strawberry taste. If it tasted weak, it would not work as intended, and when it started tasting like gasoline instead of strawberry, well, it was too strong and could cause terrible side effects. The problem was that there wasn't really one formula you could use, like on 100 mm water came X amount of powder and spit. This was because during every powder harvest, the intensity of the drug was different. Stress and being sober for too long usually leading to terrible products. After another hour of mixing, you took a step aside, with a tiny vial, giving it to the moth to taste. It was disgusting, like biodiesel. It was definitely too strong. But Valentino's face remained calm as he smirked internally. He was still a little peeved at you for punting him in the head earlier, even though he understood it was just in jest. It was just that he hated not being in control. He hated feeling weak. He hated feeling disrespected. And so he said, "It tastes like water, baby." Raising an eyebrow, you looked into the vat, thinking about how much more powder you'd need to add. But then, you felt Valentino's hand hit you in the back of the head, pushing you face first into the mixture. Your entire body shook as you blew bubbles. Inadvertently, you were taking many, many gulps of the mixture. The stuff burned in your throat. And as Val let go of you, your entire body was shaking. You took a step back, shivering, eyes twitching as you wiped the liquid off your face. Your body radiating so much heat, even Val could feel it. What have you done, you fool? You fell on your knees, legs quivering, your hands going lower. Valentino placed a hand on your chin as he watched the shape of your pupils turn to heart shapes as their color turned bright red. Your tongue needily lolling out of your mouth. But as he was reveling in the feeling of power he had, the aphrodisiac effect of the red liquid was breaking your mind. Your heart raced as your body began sweating pure pheromones. I love that look on your face, Cassie, baby. But Valentino didn't get to enjoy superiority over you for long. Sure, he might be the pimp prince of hell, but he was only a mere prince. And the porn king of hell in the lust lair. He would have never been so foolish as to Aphrodite, a tall, strong woman such as yourself, with the intent of simply dominating them. As if that was even possible. Before your mind had shattered in front of your own eyes, you had called him a fool. And well, that he was. As when he pressed his lips onto yours in a teasing manner, you pushed forward, aggressively, your tongue invading his mouth like a wild animal. Surprised, he widened his eyes. He had rarely kissed anyone that was instantly so aggressive. Wait, he thought. This wasn't really how he expected this to go down. You were supposed to be a blabbering mess on the ground. You slammed into his body, throwing him on the ground with a lewd expression, straddling him. Oh dear, you hushed into him. I feel like I'm 19 again, you mused. That was when you first experimented with aphrodisiacs. You had left your boyfriend almost dead after that. That was when you first experimented with aphrodisiacs, to spice up the bedroom fun. Scared, the moth looked up into your eyes as you gave him an evil, toothy grin. Little funny story. I almost killed my boyfriend at the time, but you're a demon. You're bound to have more stamina. Right, honey? Yes, ma'am. Quickly, Otto opened his clothes as if they were made out of paper. Biting your lower lip, he mused. Call me Mommy, Tiger. Hey, thank you for watching my video until the very end. I'm very glad you enjoyed it so far. But before I say goodbye, I would like to shout out all of my lovely high-tier channel members. Twilight, Zoe, Angel, Angry Boxman, Chuster Misery, Hella, BitBit, Melofia, Anonymous Weep, Sleepy Town, Zachary, Nicodemus D, Ash Wisdom, Ikea, The Tribute, and AJ Anime Girl. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of my other channel members. You're all wonderful little mates. Thank you for watching. Bye.